Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com with Mildred, my beloved Mildred. I know, honey. She's get the hell away from me is what she's saying. Okay, I got it. Here with, I can't believe this. You know, the classical music industry is dying, right? We hear it over and over again. Dying, dead, awful, terrible, disgusting, down the tubes, in the toilet, down the crapper, all of the wonderful scatological imagery that we can think of for, up shit creek without a paddle. All of those things is the problems with the classical music. Those are the problems with the classical music record industry. Then I do a talk on the Brilliant Classics Monteverdi edition. Then I do all these boxes of Monteverdi complete madrigals. And then out comes the one I didn't talk about in a box featuring Rindaldo, Alessandrini, and Concerto Italiano on Naive and 11 CDs. Now, some of you talked about having this set. I have all the single editions, the single recordings in this set. Of course I have them. They were issued forever. It was a very long-term project, actually. Let me see. It was 1993. It looks like it began, and they were issued. 1990. Yeah, they began on the Opus 111 label. Do you remember that? Opus 111 was a label run by the Polish producer Jolanta Skóra, who was a very fine record producer, and she used to run around when I was at the MEDEM conventions, with her secretary who would write down everything she said, and it was a very odd thing. But she was extremely prolific in the early music movement. She discovered these folks and started the Monteverdi Madrigal edition, which was completed later on Naive in 1993 was the beginning, and 1997 to 2003 on Naive, which is 2023, pardon me. So it was a long-term project and a wonderful project. And this is as great as any other series of Monteverdi madrigals. What does this set have that's special? Well, listening to it carefully over the years, and again to check it and play with it now that the box is available, it is an extremely dramatic version of the Monteverdi madrigals. I mean, they have a lot of rhetorical emphasis. Alessandrini gets his singers to really act out the words, especially as we get towards the more dramatic madrigals, the ones in books 7 and 8. I mean, the combattimento, the Tancredi e Clorinda. I mean, you really hear the battle going there. I mean, they really act with their voices. Many of the other performances, while quite expressive and passionate and dynamic, of course, but they're more restrained, a little bit more artful, a little bit less obvious, shall we say. But for that reason, a lot of people are going to enjoy these, because if you really want to pay attention to the words, you're going to get some absolutely phenomenal, speaking of words, absolutely phenomenal sense of what these pieces are about. I mean, some of the more heartfelt love songs, like I dolci gelati or Fauna canzona contra lasagna and things like that. Oh, they're just amazing. Of course, the hard part is opening the box. It's always, this one opens this way. It's a clamshell. You never know, do you? You never know what you're going to get or how these boxes go. I just want to see if you actually get texts. No, of course not. Do they have them on a separate thingy? Wait a minute. Booklet 1. Oh, yeah, you do. You have the last disc or one disc. There's like a bonus disc thing here. I'm trying to see. Let's see. You've got a harp player. Yeah, there's this, there's that. Wait a minute. Let's see what you have here. CD1, CD2, CD3, CD the last. Let's check what's on CD11, because I think there's a separate thing with all the booklets and the text and translations and all that stuff. I don't see it here. Does it tell us at the beginning? No, it doesn't say anything there. Oh, gosh. I should have checked before I started, shouldn't I have? Cover, inside photos. There's something in here. There's definitely something going on here where you can get that stuff. Well, you can with the other sets of madrigals. So if you get those, you're just as good a shape. So I'm going to give it up. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that these are enormously exciting performances of these madrigals. I mean, I can't live without having more than one set. So if you have another set that has text and translations, you'll get them here. And all I can say is now it's in a box. And it's wonderful. And the Monteverdi madrigals, as I've said so many times before, are the Beethoven symphonies of the late Renaissance, early Baroque period. I mean, they were written between, let's see, 1587 and 1638, with the ninth book coming out posthumously in 1651. And they show the history of Western music as it evolved during that period, from the Renaissance to the early Baroque continuo invention of orchestral music and violin writing and accompanied vocal music and the invention of opera. And I mean, it was really just an amazing time. And it's all here in works that are simply stunning. So I'm just telling you, there it is. I didn't leave it out. I was waiting for the box. The box arrived. And so the classical music industry can continue its death spiral while it's releasing just amazingly wonderful, wonderful material for all of us to enjoy. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Mildred. You're welcome. Oh, look at that. Okay, see, she woke up. Well, she's going back to sleep. Take care.